Hello, this is Where to Go When Life Gets Tough. Thank you for making it here. Where do you go when you feel you're just not good enough? Where do you go when nothing you ever do seems to measure up? When everything you try fails? When you tell yourself you are a fail? When you give everything and it's still insufficient? When you can't compete with what other people do, with how they are, how they look, who they're with, how much they have? Have you ever asked that question, why am I not good enough, no matter what I do? If you have, you'll know those thoughts can lead to a bad place emotionally and physically. Maybe they already have. Maybe you're already suffering. I want to help you out of there because you don't have to stay. So how about we try to find the way out? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something because I know you won't tell it to yourself. You, dear listener, you are as good as anybody else. I don't know you, but I know that. Because who is it that tells you you're not good enough? The world? Other people? Fate? Circumstance? Or could it be the harshest voice is you, your inner critic, that nagging voice always reminding you of how you just don't compare? It's tough living with that, isn't it? What's to be done? Well, I want you to start turning down the volume on that inner critic. I want you to question what it's trying to persuade you of. We'll get into this in later videos. If your inner critic tries to tell you you've never been good enough, well, it only takes one small but honest fact to disprove that whole argument, that whole exaggeration. I know for sure you can think of one occasion where you were absolutely good enough. Well, what does that even prove? It proves you can be good enough, you are good enough. Hold that positive memory for just a few seconds. Ring fence it. Don't allow that inner critic to access it. That's you in there, the real you, the strong you. Maybe that makes your harsh inner voice sound all the harsher. Well, thank it. Say, thank you, but I don't need your input right now. See, you don't need its unhelpful comparisons to other people. I mean, you gotta remember, nobody posts the crap of their lives on Instagram. You only ever see what people want you to see, what your inner critic wants you to compare yourself to. So all you gotta do is just start turning down the volume on that harsh voice, and instead turn up the volume on a wise advisor. And who might that wise advisor be? Maybe someone that respects you or loves you. It doesn't even have to be a real person. Maybe it's a wise, calming movie character. You're the voice of someone that has your best interests to heart. Someone that would remind you to tell yourself, I am a good person. I am a decent person. Someone that reminds you to see your successes, no matter how small, and say, well done me. So, turn down the volume on your inner critic, turn up the volume on your wise inner advisor. And I want you to do one last thing for me, dear viewer. I want you to cast your memory over every nice thing you've done. Every kind word you've given, every word of encouragement, every creative idea you've had, every smile you've shared, every drop of love you've given, every small success. And I want you to allow all of these to remind you of one thing: that you are as good as anyone else. Are as good as anyone else. And that is more than good enough. This is Where to Go When Life Gets Tough. Thank you so much for being here. Feel free to play this again. If it's what helps you right now, go right ahead and listen over. That's just as it should be. I really want to keep helping in any small way I can, so click a thumbs up and let me know. Moreover, I would love to give you an individual word of encouragement or a mention in the next video. So, just subscribe, get in touch with me in the comments. I'm a real person, and if I don't hear from you, you have my sincerest thoughts, wishes, and prayers.